What is going on, everybody? This is Mike from the last Corvette, and I think that's the key. I got the fuel tank back in, crossover pipe connected, and I don't know, we'll find out. The battery, I just checked the battery, I put it on a trickle charge, was at like 1.6 volts. So I'm going to charge it probably for the next day or so, but it could be time to get a new battery. Normally, I would keep it on a trickle charge. I would also run the vehicle here and there, but you know, it's been 3 months since this vehicle has been started, and let me show you what I did tonight. So we'll start with the inner wheel well. These little bags here, there's actually one on the driver's side, one on the passenger side. Can't see it until you remove the inner wheel liner. Basically, it's just like soundproof type device, I would imagine. I mean, I don't know how much it does or what it does, but yeah, it lives right inside this wheel well. I'm assuming it has some kind of foam or something inside. So the main electrical connector is plugged back in. Evap line is plugged back in. The filler hose is connected to the filler neck, or you know, whatever you want to call it, the funnel. That's just a single flathead screws. It's a clamp, fixed clamp. That's tight. And I did add this loom or this wire protector here just because the OEM harness, the pigtail that goes from the fuel pump over to the body harness, doesn't really have any protection besides just regular, pretty much electrical tape. So got that all figured out for now. I also put, let me kind of refocus here. I also put the tank skid plate back on, and as you guys know, this is really the only thing that keeps the tank, besides the filler hose, the evap line, the electrical connector, the crossover pipe, and other evap line up top. Really, besides this, you have no other mounts. So once you get the tank in, you'll have to put this in, and that's what holds the tank on both sides, passenger side and driver's side. Now what I did is, obviously the tank is empty. I'll have to get some fuel. That's another thing too. I'll have to get some fuel and fill it up, at least put 3-4 gallons in there, and then you know, prime it, get it running, make sure everything sounds good, no leaks. You know, that's always the fun part as well. But so what I did is I got the tank in position, and I used a, where the hell is it? I have no idea now what I did with it. Oh, it's right here. So this is this little fertilizer can, and what I did is I jacked up the vehicle with this jack here from the back and slid the tank, and I had the tank actually sitting, or laying sideways I should say, on the floor. I slid it until I could stand the tank up over the cavity, and then I basically used this to prop the tank up off the floor. Kind of cleared all the lines. You want to guide the filler hose, the harness, and everything else through this opening here. It's not that hard to do, and then I lowered the vehicle back down to make sure it was nice and safe, and you know, it wouldn't roll anywhere. I showed you guys the setup in my, I think, a couple of first videos. So if you crawl underneath here, this is your high pressure fuel line. That is the quick disconnect there. So that's connected. When it comes to the we'll call it the skid plate, or the bottom tank mount, you got a bolt here, here, right here, and then you got two right there. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's the only thing that, like I said, holds the tank in place from falling out. If you look over here, that's the crossover pipe. The tab is also in, the little plastic tab. Let me get you guys in there maybe. There it is. So, like I said, what I did is I didn't have this piece on. I actually got the tank in place. I had to push the crossover pipe out of the way, basically this way. Basically what you do is you bend it towards the trunk or the rear of the vehicle, and then you slide the tank in. Then you have to pretty much pry on it and pull it away from the tank to get it aligned with the opening. So that is not so fun, but I did grease everything this time to make it as, I don't know, as easy as possible to get everything in. And you know, I fought with it for about 5 minutes and it went right in. So that doesn't mean shit, because I've been really kind of going through the motions with this C6, and the true test is going to be when I put some fuel in it. I'm not going to put too much at first. I'm going to put probably a couple of gallons in, and you know, get the battery charged up and all that. And then from there, we will find out how this whole thing is doing. But as you can see, here's the crossover pipe. It's connected to the tank, but the reality is, let me zoom in, you can't even see the evap line. The evap line is actually right over the crossover pipe. So when you're doing disassembly, you gotta basically disconnect the crossover pipe, you know, fight with all the return lines and whatnot, and then you have to, you know, drop the tank slightly, and then you'll be able to disconnect the upper evap line. There's really no other way. Now, obviously, what dealers do is they'll take your transmission and suspension and everything out and opens up this whole cavity and makes it a lot easier. But, you know, for me, do-it-yourselfer, you know, you have to just go with the flow, as they say. What else? But yeah, without this plate in place, you do have a little bit more room. So you have room here, plenty of room. This is a 6-speed automatic transmission, so you have plenty of room to get your hand up in there and you know, on either turn the crossover locking tabs clockwise to lock it, or, you know, counterclockwise to unlock it. But once you put the plate back on, you really have just this room here to stick your hand in there and work on it. You know, it's hard for me to obviously make videos while I'm doing this kind of work, but I did show you guys pretty much everything while it was on the floor still next to the vehicle. But yeah, the whole thing is the crossover pipe. There's a little hanger right in the center of the vehicle. What you want to do is you just want to just pull on the pipe. That will give you a little bit more slack. You have to, like I said, grab the crossover pipe and move it out of the way to slide the tank fully forward or fully in position. And then you have to, once again, kind of muscle the crossover pipe in place and try to seat it. And for me, the first time it just wouldn't go in. This time was a little bit easier, but I also kind of practiced over and over again. So we'll find out. I will let the battery charge. I will also get some fuel, put some fuel in it, make sure the fuel pump works, make sure we're building pressure, and you know, we'll go from there. I'll talk to you guys later.